Hey everybody, this is Kevin from Fort Orange Woodworking, and in today's video I'm going to show you part 2 of my updated shop logo backdrop project. So as you can see, this project is completely done, and this took me about 3 days to complete. It took me 1 day to plan, 1 day to prep, and 1 day to finish. Once I got the idea in my head of what it was that I was trying to do, I took a brown pegboard, which is behind me, and I had to prime it and paint it white to give a nice clean surface for me to paint this logo on. I hand painted this in orange and blue acrylic, and then I went ahead and added the pallet wood effect, which is going to be mostly what you see in this video. And then finally I added my rustic hand tools to just give it that rustic appearance that matches the pallet wood really well. So if you want to see how I did this to my backdrop, stay tuned, check out the video. I hope you enjoy it. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you right here in the shop. Take care, everyone. Enjoy it. All right, in step one, I am just cutting my boards to length. I wanted the backdrop to have a random look, so I only measured the longest boards that I would need, and then I just chopped up the rest. Then it was over to the table saw to cut the boards to a set width. I used two different widths so that the design didn't look too organized but still had a little bit of a mix and match feel. I think I cut one set of boards at 4 inches and the other at 3. And this was important because when I start nailing them to the wall, as you'll see in a minute here, I wanted to make sure that I had a straight line running on the bottom for the next row. So no matter which length I chose, whether it was 4 or 3, they would line up at the end of each row. All said and done, I thought I had a pretty good little stack. However, I did have to go back towards the end of the project and cut up some more just to finish it up. Then came the fun part, nailing the boards to the wall itself. So while the end result looks like a very scattered and random pattern, I actually spent a lot of time thinking about which board was going to be placed next, and I had to go back and make additional cuts as I went. I found that for this small of a space, I needed far more short boards than I thought I would. I cut a handful of these to about 30 inches, because my maximum length was 33 inches for this side of the wall. But I found that I ended up using far more boards that were around 8 to 12 inches in total length. And you can see here, I'm hemming and hawing about where this second board is going to go. And that was pretty much how it went for the entirety of this project. So while you're watching me tack these boards on in fast motion here, I just want to give a shout out to my Bose headphones that I wear in the shop. These were a gift from my wife, something that I didn't know I wanted or needed, and it turns out that these things are an awesome shop tool. They're noise canceling, and they allow me to play my own music on it, so I don't have to have loud power tools and loud music going at the same time, and the noise cancellation helps protect your ears. So they weren't necessarily cheap, but definitely a worthwhile upgrade to my tool shop. I don't use them for anything else except maybe mowing the lawn, and they stay right downstairs. Use them almost all the time. Highly recommend. I didn't quite finish the bottom row until I finished the second side. So I moved over to the right. I placed my boards over there, and then you'll see at the end, that's when I go back and I cut my boards for that little space on the bottom. It turned out to be about, an inch to an inch and a half. This space isn't perfectly level, so I had to do some clever cutting at some angles to get it to fit, but I did get it to butt up right against that pine board shelf that I have on the bottom, and it turned out looking pretty cool. So I was happy with it, even though it didn't completely line up at the end. And it was right about here where I started to run out of wood for this project. So I had to go back to the table saw and cut some more boards to width so I could finish this up. And this is one of the nice things about using pallet wood as part of a project. I keep a pretty good supply on hand, so whenever something like this happens, I can just go grab another one. And here it is, the finished product. This turned out even better than I thought it was going to. I had no idea I was going to add the pallet boards to it until I finished the logo and kind of borrowed some ideas from other woodworkers that I've seen. I think it looks great. I hope you liked the video. Please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you next time.